Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we start our 62nd star in the game. Yay! We're getting very, very close to finishing out the Road to 100. We only have 38 stars more to go, and I know that sounds like a lot still, but we are getting closer every day. So this run, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go for very high stamina setups. So we will have stamina stimulant, morale boost, and concentration, as well as having Jack, as well as going for Prometheus. So between morale boost and Jack, we will be up over 407, or we'll be at 407 stamina. And then if we use a stamina booster as well, we'll be at 457, which means that we'll be able to kill things, like bosses and big things, we'll be able to kill them in 1 bar of stamina before they even have a chance to actually do anything. So we will give this a go, and it will be a lot of fun because as we are getting Ichor back, we can use things like Lightning Spike, we can use Lightning Weapon, we can stun people, we can poison them, we can get increased damage from Blade Dance, 5% every hit. We go up in our damage, and if we get 20 weapon strikes, then we will be at doubling our damage, which is great because if we get 20 weapon strikes in a small enough window, then we will be really, really close to using up about half of our stamina bar. So it's pretty crazy what tons and tons of stamina can do. And since it is the #1 most important asset kind of available to you in the game, it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to say the least here. So just keep an eye on our stamina bar down there and how much it does or doesn't move depending on, what we actually are doing at any one moment in time. Okay, and you can see that we're just not going to drain it fast enough here, so we'll go for a stamina booster as well. And we'll just continue slashing our way through here. We'll go for some venom here, because why not? Okay, and we'll just continue running and gunning here with our craziness that we have active here. And now we have this guy, so we can go for some of this before he knows what's going on here. We'll just give him a big old slap on the top of his head there. And you'll kind of notice that the amount of stamina that we have is just like absolutely ridiculously overkill for everything. Obviously here in the beginning section of the game, it's just a little bit too much actually. I mean there are times when things can be, up over the top and they can be too much whatever, but at this point they really, really, really are too much to be had. And it's kind of hilarious. It doesn't really matter what we're doing or how much we're doing. If we were able to, run the entire time then and not recover our stamina, then we would be even that much better off trying to, show off the amount of stamina we have. But 457 stamina is just absolutely ridiculous. And with a 33% reduction in our stamina cost, because of concentration, it makes it even that much more ridiculous. So it's like having, up over 600 stamina available to you during these weapon strikes. And as you can see, like attacking an enemy over and over and over and over and over really didn't even do anything to our stamina bar there. So we really are relying kind of on our weapon buffs and our debuffs at the same time, just having an insane amount of damage. Now, if we change this up here and we go for something like Bridge to Glory, then we'd have to get rid of Blood-Sucking Blades or whatever and go for Cognitive Zeal. And then we can go for Bridge, and then this would be even more ridiculous, the amount of damage that we're able to put out on the enemy as well, just because of having that super increase to our damage. So there's tons and tons and tons of ways you can go about getting absolutely crazy levels here of stamina that you can go for. We lost concentration because we got hit there. I thought we attacked the guy, but apparently we did not. and so we'll go for a couple of these fellas here, no problem. And again, you want to strike as many times as you can with your weapon, so that way you are increasing blade dance as much as humanly possible. Okay, or as revenantly as possible, whatever. And let's get out of here, get out of the way, Jack. And we probably should go for Cognitive Zeal over here instead of Blood-Sucking Blades, but it's nice to have Blood-Sucking Blades along the way. Okay, so, yeah, we lost Blade Dance there, and you can see again that just because of the fact that we have cognitive or concentration running, we are able to actually do some really crazy levels of running and attacking, while at the same time being able to kind of take the onslaught to the enemy regardless of what we are doing. So let's go ahead and pick up the pennant here for Io, and let's head over to this fella, and we'll just go ahead and get crazy up here for him, just for no reason other than, I mean, why not if you can. Okay, and he's gonna stun over and over and over and over. He's not gonna have a chance here, and it didn't matter what we were doing because we were able to completely ruin him, no problem. Easy enough. Okay, so let's switch back to lightning weapon here, just so we can get rid of Cognitive Zeal, because it is nice to have something at distance, and since these guys do take pretty good damage to lightning here, we will just go ahead and make his life pretty miserable here. Okay, and we'll get rid of Cognitive Zeal and go back to Lightning Spike. Whoops, not use it, but anyways. So having tons of stamina, you wouldn't think is like, you know, the greatest way to go about, you know, increasing your damage or anything, but it really is such a great, incredible way to go about increasing the amount of damage potential that you can have active at any one point in time, just because of the fact of how the utility of stamina is used for running, for attacking, for dodging, for everything. And if you can, you know, increase that ability over, you know, 2 times sort of what some blood codes have, it becomes one of the most important assets that you can possibly rely on. And it really does open really good extreme windows of opportunity for you, just because of the fact that you're able to continue the onslaught over and over and over and over. And because some enemies, they stagger only after you do so much damage along the way, and after you do so many weapon strikes. And so if that's the case, then if you can get a whole bunch of weapon strikes out before the enemy can actually recover in any kind of way, then that makes for an even better way to go about engaging all the enemies you can possibly engage. So as we run up on this guy, you can see that he staggers over and over and over on several of the hits there that we were doing. And so because we were able to constantly keep the onslaught going, we're able to, you know, not stop for, you know, running out of stamina or not having enough stamina for dodging or whatever. And it really doesn't matter which enemy you come up against, except these kinds of folks. They really do, you know, not like, yeah, see there, we took that hit, but we were able to just keep going through it. But that is a big hit to our stamina, because we do lose the concentration ability, which is not the greatest for us in any way, but all things considered, we're okay. Okay, and you don't even need to, you know, aim your attacks in really any directions, as you can see there, because we're able to just continue swinging and then change directions while we're swinging, and we don't really need to waste time thinking about what direction we are pointed. Now, the Oliver fight here is going to be a little stupid, but that's completely fine. That's kind of the point of what I wanted to go for here, was to kind of humiliate the bosses as well. Okay, and this, and we'll go for stun at the beginning. Okay, and this should go really quick for Oliver, but you know, we'll give him we'll let him. Oh, come on! I'm stuck on the wall here. Okay, we'll just let Oliver feel like he's got a chance here, which is fine. Okay, we'll go for Venom now. And this is very, very nice that, all things considered, you can see our, oh, he's stunned in transition. He's having a hard time there. Okay, and you can see that our stamina went very, very long there. Oh, and I'm not paying attention to what's going on. Okay, we died. Thanks, Jack. You can see that just the amount of sword attacks that you can go through in a very, 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 very short amount of time, just because of the fact that you are constantly stacking up those hits, and you know it's adding to his stagger and everything, while at the same time, I mean, he went to first transition in just a few seconds, and that's the beauty of, you know, having a prolonged stamina bar. I mean, at one point there we were at 457 stamina, and so we're able to constantly attack through anything and everything in the entire suite of attacks there. So we'll go through these real quick, and then we'll go back to we'll go through the depths, and I want to show you kind of a little bit more of what this is like when you come up against different bosses or different enemies as well. Just because of the fact that, you know, it may not seem like, you know, having a very, very large amount of stamina, you know, well, sure, it's the beginning of the game, of course you're going to be overpowered or whatever. Yeah, but when you get into different engagements with different big enemies and stuff, having an incredible amount of stamina is like really, really, really important. Like there's just no other more important thing than just having lots and lots of stamina almost. I mean, you can have big damage and whatever and do one shots and kind of go on, you know, through that route, but having tons of stamina typically sets you up for super amounts of success without actually, you know, thinking about it really at all. Okay, let's head to the depths, and we'll go for the Zero District. We'll try and go for some of the big enemies in here while you get attacked from kind of all sides. I don't want Louis for sure. Louis is nice for extra damage, but we're not really going for super extra damage right now. We're going for all that stamina we can possibly find at the moment. Alright, so let's head down this way, and there are a couple of mean enemies that we're going to run into. And let's go ahead and get some of these gifts going here. Okay, and having double morale boost is also really nice, because you run into a lot of enemies where you need to restore your stamina quickly, and because morale boost is an instant refill, it makes for a really, really, really nice way to, you know, even if you have a huge amount of stamina, you're able to get it all back kind of at a moment's notice. And we got hit there, so we lost concentration. But again, you know, it kind of doesn't matter, because we're just so pumped up on stamina that we're able to kind of cut through these guys no problem. So we'll go through this guy really quickly here. Okay. And you can see that we're just out of stamina now. Okay. Alright. And we got concentration back, so we will be able to really, really rip through these enemies now. Oops. And we lost concentration because I didn't have just the little bit of opening there on my window to actually get that the defensive dodge there. Okay, so you can see that even versus, like, you know, the big enemies and everything, we're able to rip through them, cut them down pretty simply, pretty quickly. And if we go for a couple of the Blood Knights down here, and go for a couple of doggos and stuff, we'll definitely pick up the key here, and then we'll finish out with the Queen's Knight Warren. And you can kind of see how this will, I mean, we've done similar things in the past, but we haven't gone for the extreme levels of stamina as we are going for right now. Using stamina stimulant is absolutely helpful, very, very helpful here. We'll just get a backstab here so we can move on. And getting backstabs is also a really, really super helpful thing for this kind of a setup, because you're able to constantly restand the enemy and get them to a point where, you know, they're actually not going to be of too much problem for you. So we'll go for stun here, and we probably should go for some different attacks here. Okay, and you can see that getting the stuns and Grave Knocker, and we're just continually using our stamina, and we didn't even use a stamina bar at all, and we were able to completely cut her down, no problem really there, and we didn't even have increased damage from Blade Dance or anything. And that is one point in time where having Jack along really, really does help significantly, just because of the fact that he's able to use Grave Knocker and kind of stagger people in place, which really, really helps. Okay, so for the puppets here, or the Vanguard. Okay. Now the other one should be coming here soon. Okay, good. This one's dead. Where is the other? There we go. Go for a stun here. Oops. Oops. Jack's dead. I'm dead. Almost. Okay. Stunned over and over. Staggered over and over. And we'll go for a backstab here. And you can see how like just the incredible amount of onslaught that you can have. We went through almost 2 enemies with 1 stamina bar, and that's literally like what you can do when you have tons and tons and tons and tons of stamina. So let's just head over and grab the key so we can get to the Queen's Knight Reborn, and we'll see how this does on a real boss, or a boss of consequence, not necessarily on Oliver, even though Oliver did kill us. You know, that's one win for him, but we'll kind of ignore that and move on with our life here. Okay, and for the Queen's Knight Reborn, obviously it's going to be, you know, a little more devastating here, just because of the fact that, you know, we don't have everything that we really need to, and so our damage potential here will be a little bit less. So we will go for where is it? We'll go for Bridge, and we'll go for Cognitive Zeal here, because we'll be hitting him enough that we won't really need to worry about getting that extra benefit there. And if we're honest with ourselves, we could probably just go for Dex and Mind and get a little bit more damage out while having still a Mind of B. And Cognitive Zeal will give us a Mind of B+. Okay, so for this guy, let's go this, and this, and we'll go for a couple of these things here. That gives us his morale boost as well. That's good. And let's go. And so about halfway through the fight here, we'll go ahead and get, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to not have lightning charge on there. Oops, that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake there. Okay, so we probably would want lightning spike, which is still fine. It's pierce, so it's not exactly the ideal thing that we should be going for. But if we go for a Jack or something, we could also do that as well. But going for this here is a lot of fun for the Queen's Knight Reborn or other bosses of consequence here, and you'll see here in just a second if we can not die in one hit, which is the real problem here. Yep, that hit me. Okay. And that is really unfortunate because now we lost concentration. Okay, let's get a couple of stuns here maybe. Okay, go for this, and you can see that we are still racking up the damage on our stamina here. Okay, and we'll go for a stamina booster. And let's go for a stun cartridge again. Go for booster here. Okay, we're out of stamina now, which is fine. Okay, and we'll do that, and we'll go for a little bit of extra damage here. And you can see that just having the incredible amount of stamina paired with poison and paired with everything that we have going on here, these four, I guess, stamina increases together, paired with Prometheus having, you know, super good stamina already, it makes for just a really, really powerful onslaught that you can keep dishing out the damage onto the enemy. So you can change up the Blood Veil, be whatever you want it to be. I just chose this for the possible choice of going for the possible choice here of going for Bridge to Glory, but you know, I kind of wanted to play with Bloodsucking Blades as well. So between the two of those possible opportunities there, do you want to restore your Ichor quicker, or do you want a little more damage during the engagements? So kind of, you know, it really doesn't matter one way or another, because you're constantly staying in the fight, because you have incredible amounts of stamina. And because between poison and stun, typically one of those is active at any one time, you're almost always getting the 25% increase to your damage from opportunism. So it's really, really good. So either way, hopefully this was interesting, and we'll continue this idea with lots and lots of stamina, and we'll go into all kinds of different builds that operate off of huge stamina pools to make your life much easier, whether it be two-handed swords, bayonets, halberds, hammers, or one-handed swords, or pipe even. We'll look at a lot of them, so it'll give you a good flavor and idea and understanding of, you know, how affecting your stamina can really change the course of battle. So anyways, thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.